You know that feeling? Not a jump scare, not a monster in the closet. The deep, quiet chill that starts in your gut and whispers that you save space. Isn't it? This is a story about that feeling and why you should always listen to it. When I was 22, I was living in that weird in between. An adult, but not really. My grand move for independence was renting my parents' finished basement. It had its own side entrance, a little kitchen area, my bedroom down a short hall. It was my own world. Mostly, the only link to the main house was a door at the top of the basement stairs. When my homies were home, I kept it locked, but when they were gone, I left it open. Easy access to the big fridge upstairs, and it made the whole house feel like mine. It happened on a weekend when they were out of town. Friday night, my homies Anthony and Jay came over. We did the usual. Hockey games on TV, music way so loud, just hanging out. We had a few beers, enough to feel good, not enough to be stupid. By the time the game ended, it was late. It was too late. Since they'd both been drinking, they crashed on my massive basement couch. I headed to my room, clicked my door lock shut from pure habit, and fell asleep. I jolted awake a few hours later, the dead of night, pitch black, 3 a.m. on the dot according to my clock. And I was awake because I'd heard something the second before my eyes opened. Footsteps upstairs in my parents' kitchen, right over my head. Slow, heavy on the old floorboards. My sleep-drunk brain stuttered. Anthony, Jay, getting water? Yeah, make that make sense, bro. I almost yelled upstairs, don't drink all the bottles. But I was too tired. I just listened. The footsteps paced for a minute, then stopped. Silence. Then the sound of my bedroom doorknob turning, not rattling, turning. Slow, deliberate twist to the left, a pause, then a twist to the right. The mechanism let out a soft click. Someone was testing it, trying to get in. I froze. My breath caught in my throat. Why? Why would either of them be trying to get into my locked room? A prank? Sleepwalking? But in the total dark, it didn't feel like a joke, bro. No, at all. It felt like an inspection. I stared at the thin line of light under my door, waiting to hear a whisper, a chuckle, but nothing. Just the sound of the knob settling back into place and faint footsteps padding away down the hall. Logic barged in. You're being an idiot. It was one of the guys disoriented. Go back to sleep. I forced my muscles to unclench, and after a while, I drifted off. Morning sunlight is a great liar. It makes everything seem silly. Anthony had already left. Jay was still unconscious on the couch. I nudged him awake making coffee. Hey, I said, trying to sound casual. You get up last night? Try my door? He rubbed his face, groggy. What? No way, man. I was out. Don't even remember running over. He shrugged. The case has been closed. Drunk friend, weird sleep thing. We got our breakfast. He took off and I put the whole night out of my mind. I got home late Saturday, tired but clear-headed. Did my routine, got in bed, watched the show on my laptop. When I finally clicked it off, the darkness that filled my room was thick and complete. And then I heard it. One single, undeniable footstep from the kitchen above. Every hair on my arm stood up. This wasn't a memory. This was now. I was stoned, cold, sober, and I was alone. My heart hammered against my ribs so hard I could feel it in my ears. The nervous bit in my stomach from the night before exploded into a full-blown tsunami of dread. It's the house. It's the pipes. It's anything. I waited in the silent dark, straining to hear. A full minute ticked by. Then the doorknob moved. This was different. It wasn't a test. It wasn't a firm, insistent twist, putting real pressure on the lock. And then it stopped. A beat of pure silence. A single light tap on the wood of my door. This wasn't my friend. My friends were home in their own beds. There was a stranger in my house, and they were right outside my door. Panic isn't always hot. Sometimes it shoots through your vents and makes the whole world razor sharp and silent. I didn't make a sound. My phone was on a nightstand, moving with a slowness I didn't know I possessed. I slid it under the covers. The light was blinding. My thumbs shook as I typed a text to my parents. Is someone at the house? No response. They were asleep miles away. I texted our group chat. Anthony, Jay, are you at my place right now? A wild, stupid hope. Nothing. Whoever was out there didn't knock again. They were waiting, listening. This was worse. My mind mad escape. Opened my door, sprang down to the short hall through the living room to the side exit. The hallway was a tunnel with no cover. A death trap. I slid out of bed, my legs wobbly. I crouched behind my tall dresser, my back against the wall. My hand found a heavy metal book in a shelf. A pathetic weapon, but it was weight. It was something. I watched the door, my entire being focused on the slab of wood. If it blew open, I wouldn't be caught in bed. Then 10 minutes passed away. Each one lasted a year. No more sounds. Just a heavy, listening silence. Were they gone? Like, were they pressed against the door, ears to the wood? Or were they already moving silently through the dark living room towards me? I couldn't stay. Back against the wall, I dialed 911. I cupped the phone and whispered, my voice a dry scrape. Someone inside my house. They're outside my bedroom door. I'm locked in. I'm at Woo basement apartment. I can't come out. The dispatcher's voice was calm. Okay, I'm staying with you. Stay quiet, help is coming. We waited together in the silence. Then I remembered my window, ground level. I whispered, please tell him to come to the back bedroom window. I'll open it. I have the key to the side door. An eternity later, a flashlight beam swept across my blinds. A quiet moving on the glass. I've never moved faster. I shoved the window open, the cold air shock. A police officer was crouched outside. I thrust the key into his gloved hand and told him, side door, around the corner. Please, hurry, please. And then, a moment later, I heard the metallic scrape of the door opening. Firm, heavy footsteps entered my apartment. Hey, please, announce yourself. I nearly collapsed from relief. I opened my bedroom door. 2 officers were there, sweeping their lights. I flicked on every switch, killing every shadow. The basement search was quick. Closet, bathroom, behind the couch, but nothing. We need to clear upstairs, one officer said. Then we moved up to the main floor. Living room, dining room, office, all clear. Then the second floor, my parents' bedroom door was slightly open. The lead officer nudged it wide with his foot. Police, show yourself. Silence. Then a violent, frantic rustling, a hard thump from under the bed. The officer shouted, get out from under there now. Move. My blood turned to slush in my veins. Under the bed? He'd been up there the entire time? While I whispered to 911, while the police cleared the basement, he'd been lying still in the dark? Under my parents' bed? Nah, man. Oh my God. Wow. After that, they hauled him out. As they walked him past me in the hallway, he turned his head. He was tall, skeletally thin, clothes dirt and worn, but his eyes, I'll never forget his eyes. They locked into mine with a pure, venomous hatred. No fear, no madness, just a cold, intelligent rage that said, I was here first. You ruined it. The police said he was probably just a homeless guy looking for a warm place to sleep. No weapon, nothing stolen, and then my parents terrified when I called them. They didn't press charges, but what was the point? I don't know. Did I just forget to lock the side door? Did he sleep in unseen and hidden? Wow. I went to sleep with a stranger moving through the rooms above me? A patient? Quiet presence waiting for his moment? Nah, man. He wasn't trying to break in. He was already inside. Wow. Thank God. Thank God he didn't kill me or choke me or did anything on me. Thank God. And that's the most terrifying part. The knock on the door wasn't an intrusion. It was a decision. The horror isn't that someone tried to get in. It's realizing they were already there and you just didn't know it yet. If you love this story, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button and make sure to support the channel. Thanks for listening. See you next story. Stay safe out there. Love y'all. Cheers.